Hi, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you the first process video for November 2019 for Mini Kit Monday. For my inspiration, I am using a sketch that was drawn by Crafty Jen Shao. She had it on her Crafty Use It or Lose It Facebook page this week, and I really enjoyed that layout and thought it would go well with this kit. So I went ahead and I picked out the pink background paper that was from Maggie Holmes. The gray was from a paper pad, and then this blue is also from Maggie Holmes. And I'm going to cut that down to a strip that's 2.5 by 11. The circle I cut into a 9-inch circle using my Cricut. And I thought that was toned down the pattern of the pink by putting it up on this lighter gray. I'm going to take my Stampin' Up! Distressing tool and I'm going to rough up the edges all the way around. And then in a little while off screen you're going to see that I will go ahead and do some back stitching with gray embroidery thread to give it a little bit more texture. Up on the top right, I'm going to notch it out like the sketch, and I'm going to put a piece of this blue heart paper behind. And I'm following the sketch pretty close. I put the pictures just how Jen had them, and I do notch it out just like Jen had in her sketch. For the flower element, before then, I'm actually taking these photos of my husband and my daughter when she was having one of her first pony rides, and I cut those down to 3.5 by 5. Now these photos were taken before digital cameras, so I don't have the ability of like turning them to black and white. So my husband does have bright red shorts on, so I do try and cover up the one photo. I'm okay with it. I like having it more of a girly page with the pinks, and so I'm okay with the red shorts. So now I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut all those florals out off camera, and I'm going to use those for decorating along the side like Jen has in her sketch. So I glue down the photos. Now when I put my florals and my embellishments down, I pretty much glue as I go, so I don't try and overthink it. I try and put it down and fit things in. So on this one, I'm on the left, I'm going to try and run it vertically up the side of the photo, and I'm going to strategically place it so the leaf covers up the face of the man that's behind my daughter without covering up the horse. And I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm going to stick some fun foam behind it. And then I'm going through these Paige Evans die cuts that I have in my little dish beside me and trying to find anything that will also go along with this page. And I'm trying to stick with mainly the pinks, gold, and yellow, and a little bit of gray. So here's where I'm putting some fun foam behind. Now I'm not going to use up all these florals. That would just be an overkill of the florals. I'm just running a little bit of a cluster up each side, and then I'm going to run a little bit across the top just to marry the two pictures together. And here's where I'm getting that other cluster. Now, the other thing I do is I do try and tuck items under and have them kind of so like the one flower in that cluster goes under, but the other one goes over the top. And then I kind of cover up harsh corners with other little bits and pieces and glue those all down. Then what I'm going to do is I do pick up a larger cluster, but it's too big for the middle, so I'm going to swap that out for a smaller one that's just 2 flowers. And you'll see how the flower comes in the one, but then it drapes across the other one and ties it together without being an overabundance. So now I'm going through and I'm picking out anything that will work. I love this Paige Evans die cuts, and she has a lot of florals, but I thought they were a different type than what I had fussy cut out. So I'm not going to use many of those. I'm going to pick out some bows, some butterflies, and the moth, and just see if there's anything else. But again, I don't want to have too much of a mix of styles in there. And then I'm also going to go and pick my pink container, which also has Paige Evans and Maggie Holmes in it, and I'm going to find a few more bits and pieces that I'm going to tuck in. I really like this heart card. It's kind of muted pink and the gold. And then there will be another one that says Lovely Day that I'm going to tuck that in. And then I found another tag that says The Small Things. And I thought that was appropriate because you can see in the vertical photo, my daughter is not thrilled about being on the pony ride at all. And she's got a cling grip on her dad like there's no tomorrow. And she's like, get me off. But after a few minutes, she got used to it and, she, had her daddy with her, and she made it around the circle. So it's a sweet moment for the two of them. And, the trust of, the little one of their dad. So that's why I'm going to call it Daddy's Girl. Now here I messed up on the title, and I catch it later. I put Daddy Girl, and when I take my final photo, you'll see that I added the apostrophe S into there and shifted the girl over a little bit. And there was enough room that I was able to do it. Then I also take an ampersand from that thicker pack, and the thickers are they're called Charm, and I do add one of the ampersands or an asterisk up in the top just to bring the gold up. So here's where I'm starting to glue things down, and I go through and I try and find if there's any more embellishments that I think I can use. So I do go through the thicker the chipboard, and I'll pull from some hearts from there. Here I'm tucking the Lovely Day in, and I'm trying to get it so that the flower tucks in below the L and the D. I found a tab that I liked, so I'm going to glue that down. The yellow bow I'm going to pop up on some foam. And then there's another pink one that I'll pop up on foam by the little tag that says The Small Things. And then, like I said, I grab all these little hearts that are on a thicker chipboard, and I'll scatter those around. There'll be one up above by the tab, another one on the Lovely Day card. There'll be a heart at the bottom, and down by the Small Things. Here's where I'm scattering those around. The next thing I'm going to grab is I'm going to grab my Maggie Holmes sticker book, and I'm going to flip through and see what I can find in there. And in the sticker book, I'm going to find a washi strip that has unicorns on it. It's a pink strip. But what's really cool is by the time I'm done embellishing, I actually cover up all the horns. And so you can't tell that they were unicorns. They actually look like horses running below. I take a yellow flower and I tuck that in at the top. And then I'm going to go and tuck another yellow one down below with the washi. And I'm going to put a pink camera on it. And then 3 stickers that say, You and Me, Life is Lovely, and Life is Sweet. And and the bird. So the last thing that I'll do is I will scatter some gray enamel stars around in each of the clusters. And that will do it for my layout. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate all of you and the lovely comments that I've received. I'm having a lot of fun doing the process videos, and it's getting me in my craft room a little bit more. So if you do like what you've seen so far, if you can give me a thumbs up, a lovely comment, I would be happy to reply back. And hit the subscribe and the bell button if you haven't already. I would love to have you as one of my subscribers. And I really appreciate it, and have fun doing Mini Kit Mondays. This has been a great idea that I'm happy to jump on board with too. And again, thank you and have a wonderful day. And at the end, like I said, I'll see a little bit more of the close-ups.